connect with you today during these live readings. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. Please go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you feel called and would like to stay connected. What we do in these live readings is that I take an opportunity to connect with the people who have joined me here at the exact time that I'm here recording this video. But if you have not seen the schedule or decided to join me live and are watching this on the replay, I believe that your intuition or your higher self has brought you to this video for a very specific reason. So it's very likely and it's very possible that there is a message that has been channeled through that is here for you. So please feel free to take the opportunity to lean in, to connect, to feel into maybe what your intention is simply by listening or tuning in. I do recommend that you listen to these recordings in a meditative state, and also if you're listening to them while you're folding laundry or doing whatever else you're doing, it's all good. You're going to be able to receive a lot of the intuitive guidance or insights, as I believe that we are creating a quantum field here together. So it doesn't matter if you're here at the exact time that I'm recording it. There is a real beauty in the connection of knowing intuitively who is going to be tuning into this at the time that's right for them. So as you're setting this intention, as you're tuning in, let's go ahead and take a couple nice big deep breaths. Let's just slow down from the weight of the world. And just take a moment to pause, to reflect into the connection with our own inner being, to reflect into the connection of our own inner light, to acknowledge all that is inside of us, all that is within our own field now, is all that we really need to be able to move through this world clearly with our own guidance, effectively trusting our own intuition. So with that, what I would like to do is I'm going to go ahead and set the container. We do have a few people hopping on here live, so welcome. Lakora, I saw Lori on here as well. Please feel free to let me know where you are tuning in from and if you are open to do a reading. What I'm going to do is go ahead and set space with our own collective energy through the prayer. And as I set the energy for the prayer, let's go ahead and be really clear on what the intentions are for what it is that we're calling in. And can you guys please let me know if the sound is working? If you are hearing me clearly, do I need to hold the mic closer to my mouth where it's coming through, or is it sounding okay for you? I had some feedback on that on some of the last videos, so I want to make sure. And Akora from Ireland and Texas, beautiful. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a couple of nice, big, deep breaths. Okay, so clearer over here. I think I might need to get a stand. All right, let me go ahead. It sounds great. How about if I just unplug? Does that sound okay too? Thank you for helping me to test this right now. I know it's kind of a funny time to do it, but now is as good a time as ever. All right, so let's go ahead and set the prayer. Taking a couple nice big deep breaths. As we call in divine truth and love into the sacred space, we invoke the highest possible healing for each and every viewer, replayer, and myself. We ask for the courage and compassion to speak and to hear from the purest form of self-love and forgiveness to all involved. Yo ania wa satani ikia haakana usasana atea kua anakia ua asana aka uapu uku tenehi ikia ia atana akana ia ukuapu usutanake. So there is a real theme coming up already around parasitic energy. Parasitic energy, it's something that I don't think it's talked about enough, just in general. Physical parasites inside of our own body are wildly common.
wildly common. And so when we are not clearing our own physical bodies from parasites or doing a parasite cleanse, if you have never done a parasite cleanse, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you do. Funny enough, this one is on my desk right now, and this is my absolute favorite one. It's backwards here, but it's Intestine Pro. That one you can find on Amazon, like $30. Not affiliate, not a sponsor, but it feels relevant to say that now. Some parasitic energy that doesn't get talked about, or a lot of it, is actually through our phones, seeing how much of our energy goes into the technology that we are connecting into and the technology that we're using, especially when we're absent-minded, especially when we're not fully connecting in to that inner beingness of our own truth, that inner beingness of our own core expression and intention. And so when we're allowing ourselves to be sucked in to the drama, or sucked into the excitement, or sucked into the dopamine that these particular devices are supplying us in a really unique and interesting way. Sorry, I heard some noises outside. When we are not allowing ourselves to really fully be connected to that inner space of our own being and in a state of conscious awareness, in as much presence as we possibly can be, the experience of these parasites or this parasitic energy can become very, very challenging, and also very unconscious to how we are actually choosing to eat, choosing to act, choosing to behave, and so much more. So, yes to the internal physical parasitic cleanse, yes to the cleanse of where we are unconsciously distributing our energy, and the other unknown parasite, or very uncommonly talked about, is these energetic parasites, or basically energies that attack or attach into our energy fields, that start to siphon energy out of our physical field, or out of our energetic being, out of our energetic body. This is what will make you feel woozy or drowsy or fatigued. There's all sorts of different things and implications as to where and how we get these parasites. Some of them can be through who we choose to spend our time with. If they have sort of vampire-like energy, or you feel drained when you're around them, and you're not really feeling fully full, you don't feel inspired, or it's not even necessarily inspired, but you don't feel neutral. If you're done spending time with them and you feel drained, that's one indicator. Another indicator, or another way that these energies glom onto us, is also through addiction. So nicotine addiction, pill addiction, marijuana, any real form of addiction, to be honest. It's something that, like, when there's a tick that needs to be filled, and it just keeps kind of coming in that way that doesn't really feel that it's fulfilling, or doesn't really feel that it's nurturing to, again, your inner being and your inner state of grace and your inner state of wonderment, then we really want to make sure that we're purging and doing the energetic hygiene that we need to be able to release these energies and to liberate our own field, to be free of them. So I'm going to, because this is what feels most alive in this field as I was setting the energetic space, to do some light language clearing and healing on any parasitic energy or any attachments that we may have inside of our physical bodies, inside of our energetic being, or also in any other space that we are living in our homes, or our safe place where we feel that we can let our guards down. Hi, Amy. Welcome, welcome. So let's go ahead and take a couple of really, really nice, big, deep breaths, big cleansing breaths. Connecting your root chakra all the way there down to the center of the planet. Allowing yourself to feel settled, allowing yourself to feel grounded, allowing yourself to feel satiated, allowing yourself to feel nurtured in this moment, that any and all energy that is yours and only yours, that you are autonomous in your own field, and that you have absolute sovereignty in the container of your own body, in the container of your own home, your own safe zone. So take a couple breaths with me. I'm going to use some codes and also some signals or some mudras to start moving energy out of your body. So this is going to be a nice, big, deep parasitic cleanse. Iotana uapu tutukunakai, iawatake ona uapuaka sasanakai, iawapu tutuke onakai. Utakanaki iawa sasana ayaka tataku tutakatakakurkurapu takarakurpunaka sasanake. Utakarake nakuapu takanaki iawa aka sasanakai, iawapu takanakai. Itutunakai tutukanaki iawapu sasanaka rutakanaki iawa aka takani iawa uapu takanaki. Oa haakana kana kana ke oa ua kua pu kua susuna akatene ki oa haakana ke oa pu susuna ki oa haakapuna kaka ke ni oa tutake oa haanaka oa yoaka. Okay, so there was a lot that just released there. Let's go ahead and take a couple nice big deep breaths. I'm going to create a nice big grounding cord here in the space that I am in. Releasing and letting go. Take a really, 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 really big, 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 deep breath all the way in, all the way in, all the way in, all the way in, all the way in. And as you release, go ahead and let go. Shushanai kuapua haatana uapu ukutana haataniki iawa ukuapu danakai. Itanakai ioa susuna haakapu ku unuhu ukupua tatake. Nikia wa haakana sasa ia wapu danakia haakapu na aya haakapua sasa na ikia wa tonakai isu una haatana iaka usa haanaka susa nakio pu sutana haakapu ukupu tanaki ikonakai. Parasites feed off of on lower vibrational emotions and lower vibrational energies. So when you're feeling really down on yourself, or you're feeling depressed, or you're feeling shameful, or you're feeling these lower vibrational frequencies that keep you far from being motivated, far from being ambitious, far from being determined, far from any of these things, and you're really feeling that there is like a fatigue, or that you're dragging, or just things aren't really quite aligning, there are these energies that feed off of them. It's literally nourishment. And so that's where it feels like a void. If you feel that you're kind of trudging through life and you can't really like find that spark inside of yourself, that's what we're going to go ahead and do a couple more rounds of healing in this space right now. Ona takenakai, una takainaki iawa uapu kua sasana haakanaki iawa uapu kua haatanakai. Lots coming through throat chakra. Communication space, back of the throat, and also base of the head. So allowing yourself to feel connected in that space as we're going through this healing. If you feel to touch any space on your neck to facilitate and move more energy through, you can even do tapping on the points if you're familiar with EF tapping, and just kind of keep going through these as we also do some more light codes and healing. Yona tatke o apuna haakanai. Sisona o apu tutukutukana kia wa uapu sasanakai ia wapu aku apunakai kia waka. Okay, go ahead and create a nice big grounding cord. So connection to your root chakra all the way down to the center of the planet. And breathe. Set that energy on release. Sonakai turuke wa uapu kukonakai. Itanakai ia wa susuna haakanaki ia wa uapunakai ia tarke onakai. Susana ia wa pukona haakanaki ia wa tanuki. Susana haakanaki ia wa punakai. Ia wa pututuke ia wa haanakai. Sisi anaki. Ia wa sasanai ikiatana. Ia wa huupukanaki. Sisani ia wa akanakai. Ikanaki ia wa pua haakanaki. Oapu. Sukana ia wapu ua sasanahi ikanaya sutarake anaki ia wapu pupunakai tetake ia wapu kanakai ia wapu kuanakai ia wapu kuanakarke ia wa. There's a very clear message coming in about organization. If you're feeling scattered or that things aren't quite lining up for you, schedule yourself a routine. Schedule yourself something that you do every single day that's really going to help bring you on top of tasks that need to be done, as well as just giving yourself like train tracks, a structure to stay on top of the things that you are creating, even if you don't necessarily have anything right now that you are creating. go ahead and create the structure as if you were creating something, so that that inspiration can start coming through, so that you can be in that space of generating more awareness, generating more connection, generating more brilliance inside of your own heart space, and allowing all that is you to continue opening, 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 opening. There's really little baby steps, very simple baby steps that we can do to be able to open ourselves to the clarity of what it is that we are here to create. And one of those things that I'm really being actively shown and told right now is like organization, organization, organization. Create like a daily schedule or weekly schedule, so that you know where you're going to be when, and you can get really used to it and planning that out the day before. And if anyone has any specific questions that are here live, I'd love to go ahead and connect in and do some more personal readings. And remember that even if you are here and I'm not saying your name, and if you're watching the replay, know that this healing and this message is for you as well. The way these larger group setting containers are is that there is a live connection to all people that are going to be tuning in and going to be hearing this. So we want to make sure that we're bringing in that clarity and understanding that we're here for ourselves, and that we're also here for the collective energy of all those that are coming to participate. Iona ia wapu sutunaki hia oapu nakai sutanakai ia wahu uku nakai sitatuku nakai itu onaka wapu kuanake ia tatake onaka wapu sasanakai ia watarake ia wana akanake pu onakai wahu upu satanakai ia waha atana hi ikiawa ona haakana ki kiawa na haakapu susuna haakana ki atanake Io oanai, io wa oanai, I kuana atarake, oapu ukua ha'anai, ha'akapu unakai. Beautiful. Okay, so Cora, you said that you were interested in doing a reading and doing a healing. Let's go ahead and tune in. All right, so yes, I see also here stubborn resistance to letting go of my old life and stuck in grief. Yes, beautiful. Thank you for bringing that into the container. And know that as we are, or as I am tuning into Cora's energy field, that as that request or as that insight also came in, there's a syncopated rhythm that's here. So it will serve all of us that are recognizing that there's a part of us that is really stuck in grief, that is really not wanting to let go, that is really not wanting to move forward. There's so many things that we have all in the last 2 years. Not a single human being on this planet has not been affected by what we are experiencing. So when we are connected into that, and we know that there is a deeper point or a deeper place inside of our own heart that is allowing us the opportunity to move forward, and that there's an opportunity that is allowing us to breathe deep, that there's an opportunity that is allowing us to open up a little bit more clearly to the opportunity that we have within our own skin and within our own body to open, 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 open. Just when you think you've surrendered enough, continue to surrender. And if you haven't already, I know this is a really funny time to say this, but if you haven't already, go ahead and like this video or subscribe to this channel so that you can stay tuned in and connected. So when we're looking at letting go and we're releasing grief, grief is a really, really, really kind of thick and dense energy, right? It doesn't quite want to let us go. And the grief of what has once been, the grief of who we once were, the grief of what we didn't do in the past for ourselves, where we didn't stand up for ourselves, or we didn't recognize that there was something there that we needed to do to honor our own grace, to honor our own tenacity or prerogative in freeing ourselves up. Let's go ahead and look at this. I'm seeing yes, Akora, and yes, Amy, with what you have brought into the container as well. All welcome. So let's look at the energy of grief, and the energy of grief, not of losing a person, a place, or thing, but just simply the energy of grief itself. So when we take the connection, the emotional attachment off of what it is that we are grieving, and that there's a whole story around that, that there's a whole story around that. Yeah, Amy and Marcy, there's a similarity going on here. So allowing yourself to really feel into and allowing yourself to really connect in, that you are letting go of the story of who did what at what time and who didn't do what at what time and who did da 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 da. Letting go of the story, letting go of the characters, letting go of the timeline, letting go of what shoulda, woulda, coulda, letting go of all these things. And we're just going to be right here in the exact present time, here and now moment. Here and now moment. Is there a thought that you keep thinking that is bringing you down? And or is there a thought that you keep thinking that is bringing you up? That is bringing you up by meaning your vibrational resonance, your emotional intelligence is something that is feeling really good. That when you choose a thought, I wasn't good enough, or I wasn't deserving enough, or this should have happened this way, we know that it brings us down and it brings us down and it brings us down. But when we recognize there's something better on the horizons, there's something better that's matching a new frequency for me, I have outgrown that experience that was no longer meant for me. We can see that we may be saying the same things, but if we're saying the same things with a different twist, with a perspective and an intention of focusing in on what we are creating, because the present time emotions and the thoughts that we keep thinking are what ultimately create our limiting beliefs and ultimately is what brings the manifestations into our life. So when we're focusing on there are miracles around, when we are focusing on good things are happening, I believe in the good things coming, when we are focused on the awareness that the reason that circumstances behind us had to break down, there's always a reason that things had to break down. There's so many other experiences in your life that you can find this evidence. When you look back from a certain vantage point, you go, well, hindsight 2020, if I would have known what I didn't know then, things would have been different. But now you can look, because you've had enough life experience to go, okay, every single little thing led to something else. Every single little breakdown led to a new reward. Every single little breakdown led to a new blessing. So when we're feeling that grief and we're feeling that resistance of, I don't want to let go, I wish things were the way that they were, I just want it to go back to normal, I just want to be back with the way that things were, we are literally robbing ourselves in every single thought of the joy that we can be experiencing now and the joy that we can be experiencing for future. So we really want to connect in with ourselves, our own internal world, our own internal being, our own internal life. And so also, Akora, as I am seeing your frequency and what's being brought into this field, what I'm seeing, it's very interesting. I'm seeing the image of like a concrete tutu. Like there's a tutu around the waist, there's like a playfulness, but it's made of concrete. And so it's like weighing, it's very heavy, right? It's weighing us down. We can't really dance in a concrete tutu. It's heavy, it's dense, it's thick, it's rock solid. So let's just bring some like playfulness to it. Let's say that we have this like really beautiful magic hot water, and you see those really beautiful antique watering cans, and maybe yours is made of gold, or maybe yours is invisible but it's magic, maybe yours has wings on it, however you want to decorate your little magic watering can right now. But you see this concrete tutu around your waist, and that's going, man, I wish things were the way that they were. But you're realizing that, oh man, maybe it's a really good idea to just breathe a little bit and use that magic watering can as an opportunity to just pour the resonance of this golden elixir, this golden water that dissolves all densities, that dissolves all thick and dense and hard energy inside of our being, our awareness. That if we have a little bit of playfulness involved when we are shifting from a dark and dense, heavy, stagnant energy into something that is going to bring us into hope, that is going to bring us into prosperous growth, something that is going to bring us into the new resonance of our own soul calling, that is going to allow us to actually be free in the direct resonance of our own divine potential, that we are operating at a new vantage point, that we are operating in a new frequency, that our baseline is not what it once was, so we cannot go back to what it once was. Our heart no longer loves in the way that it once was or once did, because we have been more clear about what we want, what our standards are, how we can deeply love ourselves. So when we're letting people into our life, they know how to love us by the way that we are exuding this self-love that sets the base standard. So, in releasing these patterns of where those places inside of our heart have not been nurtured and have maybe gotten very old and are covered in cobwebs and haven't really been dusted off or given the love and affection that they need, let's go ahead and take a moment to lean into that. Oa sanai io anai ua te oka nia wa aka utunike wa akapu utarike wa na akapu usinike. Sitena kaya ua putaniki ia kaha aka. Oa tana ia ua iana o akapu ua iana haakani ia wa asasane ia wana ia haakuani ikia wa ua puna akaya. Ana ia tana ia ua puka anake ia wa utona ia uapuaka nake ia turki ania wa io sotana ia haakapu akani ia ka atutukana kai ia atana ia wa uapuka ana ia uka na ia wa ua haaka ia anokua pu susanai ia tunakai ia wapu kua atanaki ia kakanaki akuapu akana ia wapua susana ia kanaki ia wa haakapu anakia. So there's a really, really big activation of heart connectivity happening. This really big activation goes far beyond this life, goes far beyond the drama triangle of whatever it is that's going on in your life now. And I don't say that by means of diminishing what it is that you're experiencing by any means, because everything that we experience in this here and now present moment is a representation of other things that we may be carrying. What I'm seeing as I'm sharing these codes and as this light channel is coming through is that there is a really, really deep, heartfelt and profound opportunity for us to activate the parts of our infinite heart meaning the expansiveness of our infinite being that was illuminated and that has been illuminated before the moment of incarnation, when your soul chose to come to this planet, when your soul chose to move through the angelic realms, when your soul chose to come back through the light and into this world, there was a really beautiful and profound memory that your heart still has of not having any scars, of not having any wounds, of not having any guards, of being completely open in that telepathic space of the fifth dimensional connectivities, of opening all channels of possibility, of opening all channels of endless insight, and allowing the heart to be illuminated by means of its own infinite potential. So breathe with me. Breathe in. And out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the mouth as you open your heart, as you open your mind, as you open. Allowing all that is you to be open and free in ways that your mind cannot even control or explain. There are ways that your spirit knows to be open and free that your mind or your egoic consciousness has not yet ever even explored. And this is the potential, this is the opening, this is the awareness that you have for yourself to be open to your own quantum healing abilities. Every single human being is a spirit before they are in a physical body. Every single human being has access to their conscious understanding. When you start connecting to your conscious understanding and your conscious capabilities, you start to realize that every single being in this world has psychic capabilities. So when you use your imagination, you're using your clairvoyance. When you're communicating telepathically or sending messages without speaking them with another person, you're using your clairaudience. This is also how we receive messages from our guides. Claircognizance is the knowing, where you just simply know that something is going to happen. You don't need to know how, where, why, the formula. You just know it's coming through. It's a crown chakra ability. We have clairsentience, which is the ability to feel other people's energies and emotions. Understanding that you are an empath is usually the gateway to connecting in with your full broad spectrum psychic capabilities. Now, of course, the word psychic is something that scares people a little bit, but for some reason, I'm on my own personal endeavor to be able to reclaim that word for us. For all of us, for all of humanity, for men, women, even skeptics, atheists, and everyone alike, that there is a light inside of our own heart. Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter, because it's there. It's there. And so the more illuminated hearts that we have embodied on this planet, the more we are open to being conduits between realms. And the conduits between realms are really open to purifying the field in powerful, 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 and wildly unconscious or subconscious ways. The phrase that keeps coming into my mind is majority rules. Majority rules, majority rules, majority rules. So right now on this planet, there is a very small percentage of conscious beings, meaning there's a very small percentage of people that are aware of their infinite life force potential, and that may not fully be embodying it yet, but are at least aware of it. That there is a very small percentage of people who have embodied themselves, their higher gifts, their higher awareness, their higher understanding. And the more and more and more that we have, the more and more and more potential it gives to more people, or permission that it gives to more people for embodying that light inside of themselves. In the same way that you may be inspired by me connecting here with you, your conversations with the people that are in your inner circle about the really powerful realizations that you're having, using words like starseed, using words like conscious activation, using words like the quantum field, using words like psychic abilities, using words that are activating this true understanding within ourselves. Because no matter how skeptical somebody is, or no matter how much they don't want to accept their own divine potential and want to project or say that it isn't real because it's not rational, logical, or measured in the third dimension, which technology is slowly advancing in a way that honors and actually proves what psychics have been saying for years and years and years. So thank you for the trend of quantum physics. Thank you for the trend of quantum exploration. And I'm even going to say thank you to Gaia TV for opening so many opportunities for people to be able to share videos, insights, shows on the guidance that allows people and reminds people, very ordinary people, that all of these abilities are accessible when you learn how to do them. In the same way that I have described to many, many people. Yeah, absolutely. Lori says, can we talk about when you started to remember your past lives? Yes, absolutely. Let me shift a little bit here. Yana etoko apuane ikia haakapua yana iaka sotaya uane ikia utukumaya. Yeah, beautiful. Just kind of opening the filing cabinet of past lives to see what is going to be the most beneficial. My light just turned off. What is going to be the most beneficial for all of us here, and how are we going to be able to speak or hear more clearly from our own point of resonance and our own point of connectivity. O ana okupu ua ha'anei. So past lives are a very, very interesting concept. Past lives are, let me say, I've stopped reading past lives, and not, I've stopped reading past lives because I don't fully believe or resonate that they are absolute. And the other thing that I saw a lot of people doing, or that I witnessed, was people reading their own past lives and then creating an egoic identity about that didn't really honor their absolute highest and best. And the other thing that I started to learn about actually was through Dolores Cannon's work about imprinting. And imprinting is um, imprinting is essentially that when a being comes to this planet, there is an entire hall of Akashic records. And so a being can come from another planet or another galaxy or another place somewhere, and they can come through the hall of Akashic records. And if there's a set database of information that they need, they can encode particular lifetimes or a particular like embed of information, because ultimately that's what the Hall of Records is. The Hall of Records is let's say it's an energetic Hall of Records that hosts. It's like a giant cloud storage for all of humanity. It's like where the database of all information of what has gone on in this world and on this planet is stored. So if you have a being that comes through from another galaxy and wants to come into this particular world, then there is an opportunity that they can have to be working with their own Hall of Akashic Records keeper, which is a guardian or guide that gets assigned to you, that moves through this Hall of Records with you, that can bring in that set of information. I didn't know all of this when I started remembering my own past lives. Now, with that being said, I also don't really think it matters if a past life that is being read is imprinted, or if it was an actualization of the experience that a single entity or a single being had on this planet. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is that if it comes up as relevant information, then it's coming up as relevant information. What I do like to just kind of err on the side of caution with is, like I said, when people start attributing their own egoic identity in this lifetime with certain circumstances or events that have taken place in past lives, or said, well, I was a king, or I was a warrior, or I was Cleopatra, or I was like these things, that there's a bit of a dissociation that happens from the present time, here and now. And so, yes, there's an exploration to it, and of course, with all things, there's a bit of a shadow involved. So that's where and why there's a lot of information that can come with past lives. That being said, I have had wildly profound experiences with exploring past lives and exploring the database or the set of data that has come from past experiences. And so as I have explored them for myself, and as I have tuned into the resonance of what they mean for me, and I have experienced wild healing, when they do come up in readings when I'm working with a client one-on-one, or when they come up as like karmic patterning with a person that I'm interacting with in real life, that's when I'll actually go into and see if it's relevant for me to look through for past lives. Past lives and remembering past lives and activating past lives is definitely it's like it's a gateway in the beginning for when we start waking up. Like there's certain things, there's like yoga, then there's maybe breath work, then there's meditation. Sometimes people get into stones and crystals. You start learning maybe about sage, and then you start to get curious about maybe a grounding cord, or past lives is an interest of, if we're exploring beliefs around what do we believe religiously, what were we taught religiously, If past lives exist, then it changes our belief system of we only have this one life, and it brings a little bit more of an infinite, broad experience into this world. And for me, it takes a little bit of pressure off of performance anxiety, we should say, in this particular lifetime. So lots to dive into with past lives. Absolutely lots to dive into with past lives. Yes, I believe that they are relevant. Yes, I believe they are important to look into. Yes, I believe that they explain a lot of things about our own potential and our own limits and where we have limited ourselves. I do believe in unfinished business, as they say, with people who have passed on and not finished their karma or the things that they were set here to do in the body. I have seen that with as a medium, connecting with loved ones that have passed, that in their passing are still going around and reconciling debts and things that have not necessarily been learned, or lessons that have been integrated. So past lives, I do feel, are also relevant to the karmic cycle of growth, and how we experience new people in our life when we know that there is a really strong charge, even with somebody that we are just meeting for the first time. It's often an indicator that there are some past life codes there. Beautiful. Akora says that reading has me smiling. I've had a tightness and pain in the back of the neck, base, or back of the head. Yes, I've been feeling that all day today, and so it's often when I'm feeling that, it means that there's something that we're going to be breaking in the call. So I'm just reading into if it would be relevant, or if it would be appropriate to lead us through a bit of a past life regression meditation here and now, so that we can tune into some of what that looks like for us. And what I'm feeling is excitement in viewers, like yes. But what I'm actually hearing a no from my guardians and guides. That they're just simply saying not yet. Right now is not the time and place to do that. So I'm feeling that maybe that would be better set in some of our courses or classes, where we have a more intimate setting and a more solid container. When we go into these sorts of depths, a lot of things can come up, and if there is not really a secure space that's being held, it can start to unravel all sorts of different things that in some cases some people may or may not be prepared to handle. So I want to be, and what I mean by prepared to handle, like having an emotional breakdown that may set you out of commission for a few days if you sometimes feel that you can be a bit emotionally fragile with some things that come up and come through. So I want to honor that. I want to respect that this here and now moment may not be the most appropriate space to go into that, but know that we can at a later date and time. Lori, do you have any other questions for me about past lives? I went a little bit deeper maybe than what your question had originally entailed, but I hope the information serves you well. I want to go ahead and take these, you're very welcome. I want to go ahead and take these remaining moments to take a breath and really finish up, because I feel that there was a lot of energy that moved through some of the healing that we've done already, and I want to make sure that I feel complete in holding this space and holding this container for all of us, that also makes us all feel complete by the time we come off. I don't want to have you feel that you come into these calls or come onto these readings and feel like open and expanded and like incomplete by the time you go, which is why I do recommend that we listen to these in their entirety. But of course, also there's little messages and snippets that we can tune into as your own guidance or your own higher self leads you into the awareness of what you came here for. what you met me here today for. All right, so let's go ahead and just simply take a couple nice big deep breaths. And take a moment to visualize that we're all sitting around a campfire. And when I say that we are all, go ahead and just simply envision whoever it is that you're sitting at a campfire with. And just simply take a moment to feel what you feel and notice what you notice. Oasana akai una ia ha'a. Go ahead and visualize yourself meditating into that fire, looking at the fire and just simply allowing the fire to share its profound resonance with you. Maybe as you are envisioning yourself staring into that fire, there's a message that comes up in words. Or maybe there's an emanation of one of your own guides. So breathing in, breathing deep, and allowing the fire to share with you a medicine that it has to offer you guidance and clear compassion. And as you're witnessing and experiencing the messages coming up through this fire, you can also go ahead and take an opportunity to playfully open the gateway or the doorway that is inside of this fire for you. Maybe you do feel that it is in your own highest resonance to walk into that fire and watch as the fire grows, and maybe this fire is several times bigger than you. Maybe you are just completely engulfed in a massive fire that is burning away any and all debris, any and all experiences or memories from the past, any and all things or circumstances that no longer belong to you, as they are no longer resonant in your highest divine and pure true form. That in every moment you are seen as worthy, and in every moment you are seen in your own pure, true, divine potential. And in every single moment that these experiences resonate so highly for you and so purely true for you, that you continue to open your mind, that you continue to open your heart, and you continue to open your own breath of fresh air, even in the midst of this fire. You're finding that state of peace and calm as you surrender to burning all that no longer serves you. As you surrender to burning everything that has existed in your past. That as you connect with the infinite information of the Hall of Akashic Records, and you start to open your mind and your heart to the possibilities of what else is out there for you to be able to experience in this here and now present time form, that you start to see how open and willing and powerful you are for yourself, how open and willing and powerful you are for you. And just simply breathe. And just simply breathe. As you recognize that your energy field is changing by means of your own free will and your own willingness to step forward and surrender all that does not serve you and all that is not of your own highest and greatest potential. Surrendering to the power and the beauty that is within you. In this moment and all moments hereafter. You surrender to the graciousness of your true, powerful, and divine form. That all that is encapsulated in your own beauty, your own wisdom, is accelerated through the growth of your very own potential. Breathe in easy, breathe in deeply. And breathe. Let go. Feel the spaciousness that is opening up in your body. Feel the spaciousness that is opening up in your heart. Feel the spaciousness that is opening in your one true divine potential. Open to the surrendering of light. Open to the surrendering of your own love. Open to the surrendering of your own capabilities. Ionaya akanaya akuaya. Ionaya wa wapunikia wapu usasanaya. Surrendering to the light of the life force energy that is within you in this here and now present moment and every moment hereafter. And celebrating you in your one true form. The form of your own accelerated grace. The form of your own accelerated wisdom. Ya anai ukona atanaki. Again, making another clear sweep intention to purge out any and all parasitic energies or energies that are attached to your field that are not yours, any cords of attachment that you are holding on to that is causing self-sabotage or self-deprecation. We're also going to go ahead and set the intention in the prayer of these last light codes to reset your energetic grid and to reset your energetic distribution of where you are leaking energy that is going out outside of your conscious understanding, so that you can purify your field and be free, knowing that you are accelerating or moving through this world with as much of your clear, conscious, present energy as possible. Ya wanakia akanakai ia wa uasasana ia wa uaputana ia uapu utana yitsukariki kotakarkumanakai otarko potakeniki wa pua katake one wa uapuasasana ia kanakia wa puasasaniki ia hakapuni akawa isusuna awa pua satanaki ia wa uapu katakeniki wa uasatana ia wa akaniki ikanakai ia wa ukupuniki wa osasana ia wa putake. Beautiful, and breathing deep. So I take this opportunity to share with you a little bit about cosmic bloom and the new opportunities that are coming through the Monad Society. So Monad is the brand. Monad is the large umbrella that is what we're doing here. Monad is the absolute spark of divine consciousness that is at the core of each and every one of our own higher selves, at the core of each and every one of our own souls. That to me is what this symbol on my hand means. It is monad. So the Monad Society is a group of people that are connected under this umbrella or have chosen to enroll in courses or classes and have chosen to participate more with the teachings and offerings that are a part of the brand, of course, outside of YouTube. So within that, what I am creating is a cosmic bloom opportunity that is creating affiliate and referral marketing opportunities so that we can all receive income, because I really, there's a part of my inner rebel that is really excited about this, because I've really wanted to create opportunities for people to be able to make money for a really, really long time that is outside of building network of employees, let's say. But what I see with this is an opportunity to be able to create ongoing monthly passive income for all of us. And so that's what I have structured with the Cosmic Bloom. Yes, what is required is you can choose to participate and not share the links at all. But when you choose to participate and you want to talk to your friends about it, or you want to tell them how awesome the courses and classes are, and you want to help continue to expand, what I have been working so hard to create, and I don't want to say so hard, but the lessons that I have learned to get to this point of creating this have taught me extraordinary depths of what finances and the energy of money is on this planet, and what we are doing and what we can potentially do to create multiple streams of passive income in really, really powerful and really beautiful ways. So we're building a new type of network. I have one that I'm building. I am also working in cahoots with another friend of mine who is also building a massive social media platform through the Fresh House. And so I'm really excited to be sharing both of these opportunities with you. But right now, what we have is the low hanging fruit is with Cosmic Bloom. So if you're interested in enrolling in more of these courses or more of these classes where we go deeper and we are in a more secure container, when we're public here on YouTube, there's a lot of different energies that can come in. And as I've mentioned, we're connecting in this way with the broad scope of past, present, future, and who's ever going to be watching this, moving forward as the recording is posted. So it's a really big field. It's a really big container. It's a really big audience. So when we go into these more private classes and we host them on Zoom and we can interact, there's a different sort of connectivity that comes through, as well as when I'm recording the transmissions alone as a very clear channel without the influence of comments or other energies, things moving through. And that's what's also hosted in our training courses inside of Monad and the Cosmic Bloom referral opportunity. So if you're interested in these, please do let me know. Feel free. I haven't posted the description. Let me take that back. As this is recorded and posted, the description is the link is in the description below, and it will be available, and it is available, of course, if you're watching the replay, to be able to tune into that and what is coming down the pike for all of us. To give you a little sneak peek, I'm paying above 30% commission for everything that comes through on a monthly ongoing basis. So you bring one friend in, you get a 30% monthly ongoing commission for as long as they are participating in the program as well. So if you want to join in with the programs and you just simply want to make sure that you're covered, that the cost of the courses that you've enrolled in are covered, you just simply need to invite 3 people into it, and then your tuition is covered throughout the course of however long you're in it. If you then invite more people, it is extra and an added bonus and commission that just goes straight to you as well, again, on a monthly ongoing basis. So there's a lot of room for growth here. There's a lot of room to make some really beautiful income for yourself and others. And I'm excited to build this network far and wide, and we are just at square one right now. So play with me, participate with me, and let's grow together. I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I feel like we went really, really deep. Amy and Marcy, I'm really glad you two are connecting. Marcy, let's talk to Amy about bringing her into the Metaphysical Club. Might be time. Yes, I would love to have you in there with us. The Metaphysical Club is the advanced level training. It's a part of the Cosmic Bloom membership opportunity, but the Metaphysical Club is our advanced level psychic development group calls. So we have opportunities to talk with each other and engage in some of these conversations, because a lot of people are waking up all over the world and don't have people in their network, don't have people in their inner circle to be able to talk about these concepts, or talk about past lives, or talk about the Hall of Akashic Records, or talk about weird dreams, or talk about like sensations that you're having in your body that are showing that you're growing in really powerful and beautiful ways. And so the networks that I am creating, I really want to create in mind with the intention that we are growing together, that we're connected together, that we're honoring each other, and that we're able to really start soaring in our own conscious evolution and conscious presence with how far we can go in this world, how much light we can bring into this world, how much we can support each other in this world, how much we can honor each other in this world, how much we can break down societal programming of competition, of scarcity, of not feeling well, of fatigue, of lack of health, of lack of wellness. There's so many components that go into all of these layers. And so I really just want to bring you in with an open-hearted welcome to say, let's connect, Let's start getting some money in your pocket. Let's start getting some flow happening. And Marcy's saying the programs are very valuable to those willing to receive. Yes, Marcy has been in some of my programs for a while and was even able to come out to Bali for the last retreat that I was able to hold before the borders closed. So we've had some really beautiful and loving, so many tender moments. Marcy, love you so much. Thank you for being here. I hope that this call has also supported the growth of your heart and just evolution into feeling in more deeply to what is there and what is aligned. Thank you all for staying with me even though my lighting turned off. Here we are again, burning things out. So with that, let's go ahead and just simply share a closing prayer. Honoring the hearts and the beauty and the grace of all those present in our call in this here and now moment, and all those who are coming to view and witness the replay. Honoring the light and illumination from the center of your own heart, the center of your own well-being. Offering a deep bow of gratitude to yourself for taking the time to be present here with us today. And as we go forth, may we integrate the healing and the lessons received with courage, self-love, and compassion. Our session here today is fully in love and fully complete. All right, thank you, my love. Yes, Lori, you're welcome. It is a joy and honor to show up with you in these ways, and I do hope that we can all join in with the Cosmic Bloom program and start to accelerate our own growth financially, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, physically, in all of the ways. So with that, my sweet loves, I absolutely adore you. I hope to see you all very soon. You're very welcome, Akora. Thank you, Marcy. Sweet dreams to those that are tuning in with me on the West Coast. And I'm sure I will see you all again very soon. All right, my loves. Mwah. Ciao, ciao.